Hey guys, so someone asked an interesting question that I thought I really need to look at a little bit more. They said, could magnesium make tinnitus worse, or could magnesium cause tinnitus? And that's like the last thing I ever thought would be something I would consider. So I wanted to do some research, and I'm not a scientist, and I didn't research for hours or anything like that. But it looks like magnesium is something you want to be taking for tinnitus. I'll give you some like brief little glimpses of what I read. You can find it online yourself too. But basically, magnesium, it said in this article, is a mineral absolutely necessary for human health. And it's a cofactor in over 300 enzyme systems that regulate biochemical reactions in the body. It has been found to prevent hearing loss during noise exposure and helpful in lowering tinnitus sounds due to hearing loss. So that's pretty good stuff. And then I also went on to find some clinicaltrials.gov, the National Institutes of Health, have a phase 2 study where basically they're all saying magnesium is good for tinnitus. So there you go. I'm a personal believer in magnesium. For me, it's been more something that helps me with sleep and anxiety. I found if I don't take it, I tend to have a little bit more anxiety. And I'd much rather be taking that than some of these prescription medications, which I used to take. Unfortunately, it was only for a few months. And this is the stuff that I take every night, this Calm magnesium, what does it say? Magnesium glutamate? But it gets 325 milligrams per serving. Let's look at what is the RDA for magnesium, the recommended daily allowance. I know it doesn't mean that much, but let's just take a look. RDA magnesium, and it looks like for an adult, we're looking at about 400 to 425 milligrams. So here, I'm taking 77% of the daily recommended allowance right before I go to bed, maybe an hour before bed. And it sure has been one of the best things that I have found to help me fall asleep. If I don't take it, I'll still sleep, but I sleep much better if I take the magnesium. So I love magnesium, and it's great to know that there at least is some supporting evidence that taking magnesium would actually lessen your tinnitus. And if you have any problem with hearing loss, it has the potential to, lessen the possibility that it gets worse if you take it. So I absolutely love magnesium. I've seen that some people have even looked at taking higher doses, like a little bit higher than the recommended daily allowance. That's something you can research. I don't think there's a high toxicity level, like if you were to take extra. But obviously, anytime you start pushing the limit, there could be some side effects. I do know that magnesium can cause some indigestion, and here's my response to that. I think the body generally will adjust to things. So, like, say it says to take 2 scoops of this. Well, maybe you could start out, if you have some indigestion from it, start out with like half of a scoop and just see how that does, and maybe with some food, some bread or something absorbent, and then slowly, increase it to the dose that they recommend, which is the 2 scoops, which ends up being, 325 milligrams. This is a big container, and it lasts me for a while, a couple months, but I take it every night. Besides that, I've said this many times, but I really believe in vitamin D. Vitamin D is something that also has a lot of studies related to anxiety and even sleep. So I don't know. What about vitamin D and hearing loss? We'll just check that out real quick. But vitamin D and let's even do tinnitus. And let's see if there's anything about that. The onset of tinnitus can be caused by a lack of vitamin D. So there you go. You know, we have little bitty bones in our ears. And some of the small bones I would expect, if they just have some small changes because of a vitamin D deficiency, that could be problematic for you in the long run. And one of the problems with trying to get enough vitamin D is, like, say you're deficient right now in vitamin D. If you take a supplement today, it's not going to really help you for a few months, because for the chemical process to take place and you to get enough vitamin D into your bones, that can take a few months. So you need to get, I know they say, like, some supplements go as high as 5,000 IU, which is way higher than the daily RDA. And then some supplements are 2,000 IU. I take 2,000 or 3,000 IU every day. But this is another thing where we've got little bones inside there. And if you're low on vitamin D, you could have some bone problems. And the little bones, you would think that would be the ones that might, have problems faster and cause tinnitus. So you might want to consider being on a vitamin D supplement. And even better is go to the doctor or go wherever you need to go to get a blood test and see what you're lacking in. And especially make sure they include vitamin D as one of the, things that they check. I know things like B vitamins and stuff can be important. I found that if I take B vitamins as a supplement, sometimes I get a headache or I get anxiety from it. So I don't generally do that, but I do eat a lot of leafy green vegetables and just raw foods, nuts. Nuts, by the way, have magnesium too. And things like that to make sure that I'm getting a good amount of nutrients in my diet. So anyways, I thought that was really interesting that there actually are some studies that magnesium could reduce your tinnitus. Wow. I don't like to go around pushing a lot of other things that are not well established where we have strong studies, especially things that are medications or things that also could have other side effects. I don't really feel like magnesium is something that you have to be afraid of. I mean, you could get indigestion, but that's something you can sort of work with, maybe eat it with a meal or, work your way up. But I think magnesium is pretty magical stuff. At least it is for me. And I think a lot of other people too. So if you have other things that you think would be good, I'm always open to hearing about it. But I will say I'm a little bit always skeptical of people who have cures, treatments that will absolutely cure tinnitus, because I'm not aware of anything other than certain specific cases. Like sometimes people have this TMJ where the bones get kind of stuck together here and they do a surgery and it relieves the pressure and then the tinnitus goes away, things like that. But more often, we don't have a cure, but we have lots of things we can do to first address the anxiety, and then as you address the anxiety and the bad feelings you have about it, you don't notice it as much, and you get to the point where you just live a normal life. And it seems impossible at first. When you hear this sound and it won't go away, it seems like there's just no way out. You're stuck in a hole you'll never dig your way out of. But so many stories of people who were in that hole and they came out and they're doing great. And then my channel is about just trying to help you get in a better place in your mind, And as you do, I think you're going to find that tinnitus is much easier for you to cope with. And you might go so far as saying after a while, hey, I'm living a normal life now. And not only that, I faced this problem and I solved it, and I feel even stronger now than before. So that's how I feel now. Like, I feel like it's normal. I'm living a normal life. The tinnitus doesn't bother me. And if anything, I faced a great challenge and I'm on the other side of the challenge now, and I feel like I'm a stronger human being now. So thank you, tinnitus. I think it would be better if I didn't have it, but maybe it's a blessing. Sometimes things can be. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.